Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Listen, I've wanted to be in the kitchen all day and I just have not had time. And when I had time, I had to rest. So, bad weather's coming and what's better to have than fudge? I'm just saying. But this fudge recipe, actually, I'll make it and give it as gifts. But it is one of the best fudge recipes I've ever eaten. I haven't made it in quite a few years. I had to actually call my mom to get the recipe, but everybody has their own recipe with fudge, and to each his own. In my opinion, out of the fudge I've eaten, this is the best one. I do not like fudge that has that like crystally sugar formation that forms over the top of it, and then when you bite into it, you taste those, you kind of crunch those crystals of sugar. I like a smooth fudge. Recipe is that if you do it right. So, like I said, bear with me because I haven't done this in a while myself. I'm going to put 4.5 cups of sugar. Oh, well, let me start over. Here's what you're going to need. You're going to need 4.5 cups of granulated white sugar. You're going to need a dash of salt. You're going to need 1 large can of evaporated milk. Okay? You're going to need 18 ounces of semi-sweet or milk chocolate. It's up to you. I have semi-sweet. The recipe calls for milk. Whatever. Okay? And you're going to need pecans. Okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring this over to the, to the stove. And then I'm going to meet you back here. Okay? I'm going to bring my stuff over here. Maybe. Listen, cooking for me is therapeutic sometimes when nothing else kind of makes me feel better. And so it makes me happy to be in the kitchen doing what I love to do. So I'll rest up a while and do this any day of the week, okay? So let me open up that can. And somebody said on live, you need an electric can opener, and I've had one, and honestly, I prefer one of these because I got so much stuff on my counter now, I don't want nothing else on top of my counter. It's just me. So I don't promote these, but I used to have an electric can opener, and I used it and all that. I don't want no electric one. I have to put it on the counter. Okay, so 1 can of evaporated milk. My hands are clean. I always have to say that because people get real sideways about that. It's probably mostly people that don't know I'm a hygienist, for heaven's sakes. Anyway, we're going to put 4.5 cups of white granulated sugar and a dash of salt in here. And we're going to cook it on in a heavy pot on medium and bring it to a boil. Okay, but here's the key. You have to stir it constantly. Okay, and my mom kept saying that over and over. Lisa, you got to stir it constantly. So I've got a timer here close by. So let me put my 4.5 cups of white granulated sugar, and then we can chat while I stir. There's 4. And then a half. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Alright, and then a dash of salt. Let me put this on medium. Okay. Y'all, I got me a Pauladine spice box. I love it. Amazon. I've become quite the Amazon orderer. Anyway. Okay, recipe says, and I posted a picture of the recipe, it says to stirring continuously, bring to a boil, cook exactly 6 minutes, and keep stirring it. So once it gets to a boil, you're going to boil it 6 more minutes, okay? So I'm going to put a little bit more heat on mine, and I'm actually going to change over to a wooden spoon here. Have mercy. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. Anyway, so while that's coming up, let's see what you guys are up to tonight. How do I become a top fan? Jennifer, somebody told me the more that you comment that Facebook does that. I don't do it. They do it. Hi, Lisa. How are you feeling tonight? I'm feeling pretty good. I've rested this evening, and I was actually going to think about going to bed, and then I thought, you know what? If we lose power, I might have to have some chocolate. Just saying. So, anyway, cream pot, cool beans. Love you, pot. Love your pot. Oh, thank you. It's my Miss Paula Deen pot, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I bought this when we were at her restaurant when we were meeting or whatever. I just love it. I love the blue speckle. I've cooked a lot in it since I've got it, and I love it. What are you making? Oh, I'm making fudge with pecans. And you don't have to put pecans in your fudge if you don't want to. So you can do that either way you want to. But my mom actually got this recipe from a friend of hers who is now passed. And I don't remember when Miss Brenda passed, but she used to put these in little half-pound tins like that right there, and then had a little lid, and she gave it to her friends for Christmas. So she put it in little tins and gave it. I'm going to put it in a 9x9 dish, and you need to butter that dish, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But I mean, literally put a big old hunk of butter in there and rub it in with your hands. But like I said before, everybody has their kind of preference with fudge. My preference is that all the sugar is melted and it's creamy at the end. I don't want to crunch down on the crystals of the sugar, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if that's a very good description, but if you've bought fudge like at the fair, sometimes it's got that crystal thing, crystal feeling, crystal whatever you want to say on the top surface of it. I don't like it like that. I like it to be smooth, and that's why when my mom would bring this home from Miss Brenda, or then when she would make it, oh, we just loved it. We loved it. So it's my preference for fudge recipe, honestly. I've looked at other ones that have marshmallow cream and all that in it, and they're good too, I'm sure, but I just know this one. So actually, a friend of mine that I used to work with texted me this week and said, I know you've got a good fudge recipe, don't you? And so I called my mom and got it, because I don't know why, but I had not written it down. But anyway, I did show a picture of it. So let's see. Oh, I don't like crunching the crystals either. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one, am I? It's not snowing here yet that I know of. This is about to boil. So let me see. What's the imaginary form? He in the bed. You know, he got to go to bed. Some fudge is gritty. Yeah. Did you see my pic of me in my apron today? Hold up. Melissa, where did you put that picture? I would have commented. I feel sure. I don't know that I saw that, hon. Cream drop fudge is so easy and creamy. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody, like I said, everybody's got their recipe and their preference for fudge. This just happens to be mine, okay? It's got that little bit of a boil to it. Let's see. I don't want to cut it up to high because I don't want to scorch it. I'm going to keep mine on medium. Okay, I see a bowl. All right, let's set my timer. That's the only way I can work, y'all, because I get sidetracked and see squirrels, and then I remember too late. And this is one of those recipes that you need to follow it tooth and nail, honestly. Christmas tree on WXI, I missed that. I've made several of your recipes in my family, but oh, I'm so glad, Shelley. Well, you should trust a fluffy cook. That's what I'll tell you. Anyway, is it true? It don't work? What? In damp weather? I don't know. I've never heard that one. Now I've heard that about baking bread, but I've never heard that about fudge. We'll see. Of course, it isn't damp here. It's waiting on snow. Summer Paula Deen. What is the men going to bed? Listen, they can't hang. And I don't mean to sound ugly, and I don't mean to sound like I'm on their case tonight, because I'm not, but they don't have to worry about homemade gifts, do they? I mean, mine don't. He knows I'm going to take care of it. Even with my back out, he knows I'm going to do it. And honestly, if he was in here trying to make fudge, y'all, I'd have a hissy fit. I'd be like, oh, you're going to have to let me do that. I would. I know I am. I thought I heard an alarm going on. Anyway, in Divinity, I've heard about it. Oklahoma. Hi from Coweta, Oklahoma. I just watched a show from Oklahoma tonight, and it's the funniest thing. It's called, well, hey, Monica. Y'all, Monica can speak to Miss Paula's cookware because she buys it. But, Monica, they're asking about the speckle pot. But I love my speckle pot. But anyway, that Sweet Home Oklahoma show's funny on Bravo. I like those women. They're funny. All women take care of it. I know, right, Miss Lori? I'm not complaining, y'all. I wouldn't have wanted to be born a man. And I don't want to go do the work that my husband does. What is that? It must be the TV. No, it's not. It's outside of our house. What are they doing? Okay, I'm going to have to stop for a station identification. So I'm going to cut this off just a second. What in the world? Well, Lord have mercy. Honestly, it looks like a repo truck, and it looks like they're backing up to, I don't know, I shouldn't judge. That's what it looks like. So, I don't know, I knew I kept hearing this beeping. And there's all kind of lights on that truck. Okay, let me not be nosy, because that ain't my business. This is my business right here. Yep, it is. But you know, when you hear a buzzer or something, it does call, you know, grabs your attention. Might be snowplow. No, it ain't a snowplow. It looks like a repo truck is picking up somebody's car out there. That's what it looks like to me. But I don't know. I have a brother that used to do that for a living, so I know what did he call it? Rollback. A rollback looks like. It ain't Gunny. He's not here. He's out of town, so it ain't him. And look, you know Gunny well enough to know that if he thought I was making fudge, he wouldn't be out there on no truck. He'd be in here trying to get some of that. That's just the way he rolls. Okay, I've got about 2 more minutes. 6 minutes seems like a long time when you're timing it. Will you be making Christmas cookies this year? Dawn, I probably won't, and I'll tell you why. Cookies are something you got to stand up for a pretty good while in the kitchen with, unless I have somebody come over and help me. And I actually put together those cookies in a jar with Mac, and we demonstrated how to make those. And that's probably all I'll do with cookies this year, just because I have to pick things that are fairly quick. That's on the same day. And I knew I could make one batch of this fudge and put it in little containers and make like at least 4 gifts. Because, you know, you don't have to give like a ton of fudge because it's rich. You know what I'm saying? So just a little bit of fudge will do it if you're giving it as a gift. That's just my opinion. What kind of fudge are you making? I'm making, well, I don't know what it's called. I called it Miss Brenda's fudge. But it's very creamy. It's very rich. And it doesn't get hard. It's still creamy when you cut it, if that makes sense. And there's lots of pecans in it. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the recipe. It's almost ready to ding here. And our timer, we've done this for 6 minutes. We're going to turn that heat off. And then we're going to remove it from the heat. And let me get a hot thingy. You know the thingy to put it on. And we'll come back over here. Now. Okay. Sorry, don't mean to make y'all motion sick. Anyway, now we're going to put we're going to add the 2 sticks of blue bonnet margarine. That is important in this recipe. So, I don't know why. I just know sometimes when it says blue bonnet or whatever brand, that the person that gives you this has a reason for that. So, especially with fudge, I think it's a little bit temperamental. So, I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to add in 18 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate morsels, which I've already measured out. You can use milk chocolate or you can use semi-sweet. I just happen to have semi-sweet because the imaginary farmer's been doing the shopping, okay? And let's see, and then we're going to stir until it's melted. Okay, couldn't hardly read my writing. Then add 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1 cup of chopped pecans. All right, I'm going to grab a cup measure real quick while that's kind of melting. Because I did forget that. Okay, now I'm ready. All right. See, it's already thickening up. I don't know how to show y'all this in this big old pot. Hold on. Hold on one second. Let's see. Can y'all see that? I'm trying, y'all. I really am. It's even more difficult when you're moving slow, so bear with me. I'll show you what it looks like a couple of times as I work, okay? I like this is wobbly. Oh, there we go. It's not in the center. Okay, so after that's melted, I'm going to add in my 3 teaspoons of vanilla and my 1 cup of chopped pecans. There's a little bit of margarine still trying to melt. And like I said, since I hadn't made this in a while, I want to go straight by the book, if you know what I mean. It smells, oh my gosh, like I could take a bath in it. I'm not kidding. But now I love chocolate. You know, some people that's not their thing. It's definitely mine. Okay, that's melted. Now, let me get 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. These little things are so small. Okay, I'm going to do a 1, 2, okay, 3. Okay, that's just how I do it. And then I'm going to put my pecans in. Where are they? 1 cup of chopped pecans. Let me just look back over it, make sure I got it. Okay, yes, I do. Okay, now, once I stir that in, I have already put the butter in my 9 by 9 inch baking dish. And I'm going to put that right there because I'm going to lick that sucker in a minute. Sure am. Let me get my Pauladine spatula. Maybe that'll make it a little more sweeter. I'd like to think so. Oh, let me bring y'all with me. Sorry. You know, sometimes I get sidetracked. Shocker. Over here. Hey, there we go. The last step in this, you're going to use pecan halves. Give me a minute because I don't want to leave any of this stuff out. That gooey, buttery, Lord have mercy, deliver me. I think this is going to be in heaven too at the drive-thru with Debbie's s'mores and the hot donuts now, so I just think it will be. Okay, last time here. Okay, we'll set that to the side. Lord have mercy. That is slap your grandma. Good. Okay, Here's what Miss Brenda did. She took pecan. You don't have to do this part. That's exactly what they were doing, y'all. They were repoing a car. Oh, wait till I tell the imaginary farmer. Lord. Anyway. Okay, let me mind my business again. She took pecan halves and she put them like so. Oh, y'all can't see that. Hold on, sorry. She put them like that. And then when she cut her pieces of fudge, each piece of fudge had one pecan on top, and it looked real pretty. And it looked professional. And then she packed them in the cutest little tins. So that's what I'm doing tonight, y'all. I'll show you a picture of the finished product. And the other thing about this recipe is you cover this and store it at room temperature. Don't touch it for 24 hours. It'll set up. So that's how I'm doing my fudge, y'all. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Miss Brenda's fudge, it's a must try. I'll show you a picture of what it looks like when I get it done. All right. Thanks for tuning in.